Vi would be a very solid jungler here. A little bit of agency, a lot of agency, and a little bit of that carry potential, which we didn't see a ton of from Saro in the Demacia Cup.
This FPX has
I've been trying just like to see what champions I can like solo Otacon on. Looks like we'll hold that thought though, as we see some combat both in the topside jungle and in the top lane. Bot burns his cleanse to get away from the concussive blows as RNG looking to take control of the grub pit.
Oh, Milky Way, he can hit level 6 here. Yeah, he has the Heartbreaker now. This should be a one fight for RNG. FPX are not going to be moving in. They're going to take their leave. That's a great option from RNG. I love this kind of small maximization. He's about to have almost 30 like a 30 advantage from the jungle, which is pretty massive when you do think
a little
about
bit could set up a position for them up there. Meanwhile,
ooh,
in the bot lane, we see Jue dash in here with the Pop Blossom, stuns up too. There goes Saro, and that's first blood for bot. Another teleport coming in from Way this time around as Milky Way continues to farm the neutral objectives, this time up there towards the top side. Already picking up that Kraken Slayer 11 minutes in. This is going to be a dangerous Viego for Time. It's going to be a very big cooldown that has not been used. Jachi and Lola have both utilized their R buttons right now, and that is why FPX have been able to take control of this Dragon Pit for now. They're trying to zone out Zhaozu. Want to make sure he does not get into the fray. Sheer doing a good job to zone. Now it's a 50-50 and a 4v4. Who's going to find the smite? It will be FPX as they pick up their second Dragon of the game. But now the re-engage here for RNG could be big. But on the other side, it's Jue with the Pop Blossom. Now Saro over the other side as well, looking to lock down Tongu on a Shockwave. Just issued way too late, and it could be a big wipe here for FPX. They get 5 just for Jue for them to be upgraded later into the game. So the big time that you see that major power with the feats of strength is not actually until we get much later into this game.
That's a heartbreaker right there. You saw like the turret goes down maybe 2 seconds after the Herald. They were trying to say, look, we have Trinity Force Jacks, we have the 6 grubs, maybe we can try to go for this. And they do end up getting 2 turrets, so this lane
carries a lot of ability to kind of impact the map in these side lanes. Sante able to do that a little bit here.
Single game we've had here in the LPL. We have not seen a ruinous one.
Well, I guess especially in pro play when things are a little bit safer, I would say, although in the mid lane here by FPX are going to try to break open this tier 1 tower. Don't know if Sheer has the Demolish or even wants to try to get close enough to proc it, but they're at least going to get a good chunk down and actually going to finish off the entire thing.
We have great Nidalee players here. Milky Way's not one of them. But
you're right. We got FPX starting up this Otacon buff. Looks like RNG do want to contest. Again, likely having to start with Milky Way. He's the strongest player on their team, but they're not getting anywhere close. And there's already bot with the Kalista taking down the Otacon. Now it's Saro diving all the way in on the back line, looking to lock down the Ashe, but it goes a little bit too far forward. But his team is there to back him up. Pops the stopwatch just in time. The Aurora will get the first kill. Zhaozu now stuck in the middle of everybody, and 2 kills.
25-50?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I got to get used to the timing of these things, but as we kind of are alluding to at this point, FPX fully taking control of this game number 1.
Work that you have to be able to put in here, and so far we've got every version of a best of 5 so far, or almost everyone. We got 3-0 for our first day. We got a 3-1. I think when I was looking at predictions earlier for the series from some of the talent on the show, people were feeling this might be going to 5.
Yeah,
I don't remember yours.
I had a 3. I had a 3 too. Hopefully we get some close games.
Okay.
The extra indication they're able to get away pretty easily. And now Kara and Sheer move their way towards the mid lane inhibitor turret. Going to be able to break open the first tier 3 of the game for themselves, while also bot and the rest of FPX can take down this tier 2 down bottom lane. Fate's Call comes out from bot, doing a ton of damage here with those spears coming in. Ren not going to be enough, and they're just going to buy their time. Continue to let these waves crash in, take as many of these objectives as possible.
I can't believe the team with 6 grubs is getting actually ran around the map right now. It sucks to see, because Herald and kind of all these objectives, the grubs is a win more objective. If you are already a great spot, it's going to continue to accentuate your strengths. But if you're never actually able to hit
Milky
those
Way,
turrets,
he looked for a flank, instead going to get caught up by the Pop Blossom as well. As the cease and desist here from Saro, bot picks up the kill, And the star jungler for RNG is down to his
Okay,
old
RNG,
team,
come
looking
on.
for something. Nice shockwave comes out from Tangyuan. Bot is low, will get shut down here by Jakchi. But I don't think it's going to matter. The all-out is coming through from Sheer. He's very tanky here on this front line so far. It is a 3-for-2 in FPX's favor, with Tangyuan and Jakchi trying to find some way to save this game. Ultimate comes out from Care. He uses the dash to go forward, and he goes right underneath the Nexus turret, and that could prove. And so now it's RNG without that crucial cooldown. Both ultimates on their bottom laners are down.
Oh, RNG, I think you just need to push. You can give up. Like, yes, you lose the soul, but if you lose this fight, you're going to lose the game anyway.
3,000 HP. Jway coming in, locking down the main. Carries TP. Is it fast enough? Not yet. Tangyuan finds a shockwave onto 3. The soul's already claimed. Bot and Xiaoshu trying to find a 1v1 down there. Milky Way will fall. It's a double kill here for Sorrow, and that is the ace that you alluded to, Hawk. FPX winning the fight, once again only losing their support. They're sending both teleports up to the mid lane to claim game 1 of this best of 5.
Bot's going to try to reconvene with them through the mid wave. You have Sorrow pushing as well. RNG, it looked good in the first 15 minutes, but your lack of proactivity and the lack of kind of in-game shot calling, we didn't get to see them actually start fights very often, leads to FPX. They have all the go buttons, all the go tools. The agency is in their back pocket with these kits, and they're going to take a pretty resounding Game 1 victory.
So it's Fun plus Phoenix. It's going to be very impactful, do a lot of damage in that early stage of the game. Final pick here for Jway, as you mentioned, will be that Rakan to round out a very solid overall composition for FPX. You got a lot of engage.
23. All right, yeah, we're back, boys. We're back to healing runes. All right, let's see if they can maybe get this dive down. Miniwave's in a bad spot, though. They've already cleared it out. I think it's a pretty tough
but they walk right in, and that's going to just be an easy kill. Lola finds the dredge line without even having to go under turret, and Jway will fall. First blood, RNG.
That's a feat, and they're going to go for this dive. Jakchi is going to look for something under this turret. They still have the Nautilus.
With Lola. Now Sheer, still very tanky. Remember, he's going that tank build, still alive, but finally will go down with Jakchi. Has gotten pretty far ahead, or Jakchi at least, on the Varus, who's now making his way towards the top lane. Hall of Radiance first item as a... Now Bot's in some trouble once again on the top side. Lola starting the engage. Nice kick from Milky Way, and Jakchi will claim the kill.
Stronger than him. But you know Lee Sin is on the top side. You just had the junglers contesting for Raptors. Turret
might be
here.
gone here.
RNG might even just
really
skip that. They're just going to get first turret.
For FPX. This turret should be gone with this Demolish proc here from Lola as well, potentially, but they're going to let Jakchi finish it up.
Specifically this mid-jungle duo, as Milky Way has shown that level of performance, and Tangyuan, at least within the last couple of years,
this is
the
first real aggressive play from FPX, and it might
engage.
go back and bite them in the butt. Milky Way coming in with a beautiful potential response. Jakchi picking up kill number 4 for RNG, and now Shatsu in the back line as well, using the ultimate, maybe going a little bit too far forward though. Bullet time comes out. Nice dodge here from Shatsu to prevent himself from going down for a little bit. Bot finally gets the first kill for FPX, but Milky Way's gonna make him pay.
Oh my god, Milky Way!
Survive, finally goes down to the burn, but allows enough time for RNG to clean up the rest of the kills.
Those are the hands that I was talking about and that we were looking for RNG. Great job coming in from Morel Never Give Up. A great fight from them. Sorrow has no flash. He just uses the Trickster to get over it. And 5,000 HP, maybe they can go for a reset here.
Went way too far forward, had tunnel vision onto the Wukong, and is going to pay for it with his life. Sorrow picking up that kill as Lola thought that he could just continue to run that Wukong down, but the rest of the squad pulled up and said, not today.
Milky Way, does he go for the steal? He has the Q. Everybody's abandoning him, so it'll just be the junglers by themselves.
Look at the damage from Bot, though. On the other side, look at the collapse on that end by FPX. Bot, the way jumps in, could be a 50-50, could be a one-way trip as well, uses the kick to try and get Sorrow away. Now, looking to try to get back in, but FPX do a beautiful job of bursting down the Lee Sin before the dragon.
Huge pick onto Jakchi, which is amazing. Also get a summoner spell out from him. And then Milky Way, like, for RNG, it just feels like just big mistakes that are kind of costing them this game. They'll get the Rift Herald here, and hopefully Resources ends up actually kind of stopping the dragon take here from RNG. There's not much more I can ask for my jungler.
think overall Sorrow's had himself a good series. There was, talks of maybe Shadow coming in.
Card spotlight for a long time. Similar to Yone, actually. Oh,
wow.
Milky Way, no!
Might not be RNG getting Otacon, though, as Milky Way getting caught out, but on the other side, Sorrow taking a bunch of damage, and it's Jachi picking up the kill. Sheer now caught by the Chain of Corruption, and this Varus is going off. It's going to be Jachi picking up the first, Jiaozu picking up the second, and after Milky Way was the one initially caught out, it's him going towards Otacon and looking to take it down.
Okay, and FPX, as a response, instead of contesting for this objective, let's see how many turrets we can get in response. Even a dragon here. It's going to take a while for RNG to finish this. Only now starting up the dragon. They're a bit too far right now as RNG, but, I mean, just having the ability to kind of force out summoner spells, my instinct immediately as RNG is, within the next 3 minutes, I want to try to force out Bot from having his flash and cleanse. And let's see if they're able to kind of accomplish that goal.
Yeah, that's the champion that he's playing, Misfortune. Not necessarily one to flash forward early in a fight, but also with Sheer going the tank build, Care also with the the hollow.
Yeah, we're waiting to see what exactly they're able to get. They don't have a ton of vision on flanks as well. Sheer's just now coming. It looks like they want to try to make a play onto this Jace, but he's way too tanky. 3,000 HP, just finished the objective, guys.
Okay, well, they're going to pull actually straight off of it. Bullet time gets interrupted by Jiaozu with the ulti. On the other side, the Cyclone is big, but it's not big enough. Tong Yuan taking over this fight, and Jachi left untouched for now. Sheer looking to try to collapse on top of him, but he does not do nearly enough damage. Finally, Care will be able to take him down, but Tong Yuan will answer right back. It is an ace position to go for a steal, but the Baron right now at only about 5,000 HP. Who's going to jump into the pit first, start that fight? Looks like Milky Way could find an angle right now, make it a 50-50 potentially as both junglers are in the pit. It will be secured, though, by FPX. Now can they win the fight on the other side? I don't think so. Already a 2-0. Jachi has a lethal tempo unlocked. Milky Way dumps over the wall, trying to find another one. Sonic Wave does not connect onto Sheer, but they slow him down. The cripple will do. 3 kills, 4 kills in trade for the Baron. RNG still on top.
FPX, you already committed yourself to going for the Baron. RNG were able to get the Dragon and still win out on the team fight there. So missing out on the Purple Worm, but not too sad about the result of that last fight. Barreling down mid here. Death timers are pretty long. I wonder if they're just going to try and go for it. It doesn't seem like they're going to. It said picking up the inhibitor, going to go for their resets from here. Maybe to steal a couple more we are looking towards.
Yeah, again, so much on the line here for this series. You're out of the group stage. You could be done. I mean, surprising especially because the feats of strength were available for RNG
right now. So if they find any kind of pick, it is a good start to this. But Sorrow no longer having the Cyclone means that's going to be a tool gone away from FPX as this Dragon gets started.
Yeah, full onus of the engage has to go his way, but he's the one actually just targeted out first by Lola, able to escape. Not using that quickness just yet. Meanwhile, Jachi is just one-shotting Sorrow with the Blight stacks. And on the other side of the fight, it's Jiaozu and Tong Yuan, the assassin duo, just obliterating the backline of FPX. 4 kills for nothing. FPX just slaughtered. RNG don't even need to take this Dragon. They could just TP straight into the enemy base and even up this series at 1 game apiece.
Solo laners for RNG are going to get it done at the end of the day. Great job in that last team fight to find Bot immediately. Sorrow gets picked out. And while Kara is sitting here trying to win a 1v2, RNG are going to strike finally their first game here and the second game of the series. Talia here, just when you look at what RNG has, it's great for the laning phase here versus an Ahri. If you do get into a situation where in the side lane you kind of have to deal with the Ahri, you could just drop the Unraveled Earth. It's very difficult for her and gets into her stride. Eventually, she can pick up enough AP to kind of do some more. See this dive onto top lane.
RNG going for an aggressive dive at the top side. Sheer had no chance of getting meta or Mega, and Milky Way just runs straight into the tower and says, I'll take that first blood to RNG. On the other side, Sorrow making a play towards Lola and Jachi on FPX's side, and it will be Dre landing the final blow. So
you really want that positioning now. Walking straight into this Thresh.
Yeah,
gotta be careful. They can turn this now.
Right there. Crashdown doesn't connect onto anyone. Meanwhile, Care now stuck in a 1v2. The Unraveled Earth does slow Milky Way down. The Wind Becomes Lightning does not connect, but Tong Yuan has the ultimate first, albeit very slightly, especially because Bot was not the one to claim that first kill on the bottom side of the map. So overall, RNG feeling pretty comfortable about where things are at as long as they can survive this play down here. Weaver's Wall comes out from Care. This time he adds his ultimate. It's going to be flashed away from here by Jachi and Lullah, but Lullah will be the sacrificial lamb, and bot finally focus on the mid lane potentially as Care could be in some trouble now. Gets hit by the charm. Nice combo in terms of damage. Just no opportunity for Care to do race easily, especially because they got such a big head start. So FPX might be able to get some plates on the other side in response, but that is already RNG, I believe, picking up that feat. This dragon as well. I think you can make it 3-0 in terms of the feats of strength, although that doesn't necessarily.
Are some tanks alongside this collector. You have so much armor penetration early. It is something to think about.
RNG looking like they want to try to fight for this Rift Herald, but a really nice Weaver's Wall separates Milky Way from the rest of his team. Thankfully, the Crescent Guard allows him to mitigate a ton of that damage sent out by Care. Now Tangyuan flash dashing over the pit, finds the charm just onto Sorrow, and Sorrow is taken down. That's the jungler for FPX out of the picture as the Rift Herald is alive.
Does Tangyuan go for it again? Doesn't land the charm this time, but Herald is up and available. This has been a really well-played game coming in yet again. Milky Way utilizing that ultimate makes it so it's impossible for FPX. And now they're just playing in a fog.
And it's played beautifully combined with Lullah. Joey is able to get out safely though, and there's Sheer hitting Mega Gnar and landing a two-man stun into the wall. Now stuck in a 1v3 though, just out there a little bit too quick before the rest of his team can respond. Joey trying to buy some time.
Bot get this.
Storm. Bot does not have much mana. Jachi's flashing over the wall, and Milky Way's there to help him out as well. It's
now Sheer just too far. At this point, you need to be able to call back the troops and find your way back into this fight, but Bot has to overextend himself. Tangyuan's in a great spot to pincer the rest of this fight, and FPX just look a little lost in this game, and that is kind of the criticism we've had for both of these teams, both here in the LPL and in Demon.
This one, around 4,000 gold is the lead. Get some of it back with get a bunch of kills in that fight, but also that's a hull breaker here on the Jinx, so not going to be doing a ton of damage, especially in these teams.
So got to be very careful. If FPX can find this opening on this mid-tier 1, I think it opens up a lot for them. They're going to use this to potentially walk down bottom lane. Up, Sheer does have his Mega Gnar coming up, and there's a teleport that is available for him.
Hook from Lullah instantly goes in onto the Rel. Remember, with this Otacon buff, if it's picked up, that will result in some resets, and right now FPX doesn't want that to happen, but already the kills are starting to fly. The ultimate from the Gnar does connect onto Jachi. Looks like the FPL is going to live for just a little bit. Meanwhile, we see an engage of junglers on the other side. Finally, Jachi will fall, but on the other side of the fight, Care is taken down by Zatsu. Now, Milky Way looking for some kills in a 1v2, but already low on HP. Sheer really arriving to this fight in a big way and allowing for FPX.
Oh my god. I love that we saw that. Oh, Jachi actually just got... Wait, they found a pick on a Sorrow. Are they going to go for Otacon or are they going to go for Baron? It did just spawn at 20 minutes, and it looks like they're going to go for this Baron instead.
The trade could either be Dragon here for FPX, but they want to go for the fight. They know that they cannot afford to give this up with the lead that RNG already possesses. Zatsu getting spotted out.
There's no Lantern now.
But there's really no way for FPX to even get into this pit. They're going to have to just try to pull off a miracle steal with a Jinx Rocket or something. In comes Sway. Got to find the kill first onto Lullah.
There's the resets.
Excited. This could be a good opportunity for FPX. Sheer not close to Mega though, and that will allow RNG opting not to go back to base instead. Looking to make sure
no flash. He's dead.
Bot is just caught out. No boots, no life for the Jinx. And Tangyuan is the one to pick up the gold. Moonlight Vigil will only hit onto Sheer. It knocks off the stair, and that will allow for RNG to pick up another objective on the top side of the map. This Otacon almost assuredly theirs, unless Sorrow can find some sort of steal. Has the Arctic Assault and a Smite available, but Zatsu doing a good job at blocking the Sejuani from getting over the pit. It's
kind of on top of him yet, but he knows, like, oh, okay, this wall is just going to sit right next to me and not actually stop them. And then Sheer just leaves him alone. They didn't have vision onto where Tangyuan was, so turns into a kill. And now with this Baron, they're just breaking down turrets. They've got themselves the grubs as well. They've got 3 grubs to help with some of that turret take. Care's recalling here. I don't think this is going to be the end of the game, but if they find a pick, they probably are going to look for it.
Yeah, Tangyuan setting up that wave nicely to allow for the rest of his team to immediately join him in the mid lane to take down the second inhibitor of the game now for RNG. Finally, Care is back. It's going to be a 5v5 under the Nexus turrets if RNG want to start it. Question is, do they want to pull the trigger, or will they just wait for these minions to wear down these towers, play the long game? Looks like they're gonna wait, not wait very long, as Tangyuan forces the flash out of Care. Moonlight Vigil with the Infernum doing a decent chunk of damage, and the Glacial Prison from Sorrow does not connect. But on the other side, Zhaozu getting chunked to half HP, having that Steric Shield pop. That's a decent cooldown, as well as the flash gone for the Renekton. He'll be able to TP back, but that's already one Nexus turret down. Milky Way dashing in, using that Crescent Guard to knock Sorrow away. Gonna have to go back to base with that death, but with the Otacon, it should be enough for RNG to push for the end. The next at half HP, they're just forcing themselves onto the crystal, and it's Zhaozu coming back with the teleport, going in onto the Nexus and sending RNG. Something that can match the rest of the composition. The Aatrox fits them.
Okay. This RNG roster is notoriously very short-ranged. However, they do have tons of way of cheating range. Obviously,
with it being picked by Zhaozu in game number 1, not a possibility. But instead, he's going to be the target on the Aatrox this time around. Pops the world ender, but the rest of his squad has arrived. Jue just gets caught under the turret, and it's RNG.
Care and Sora are on their way, but they're walking straight into the arms of RNG.
Lola looking to try and punish here.
There let's go, Lola!
Tangyuan all the way from underneath his own turret. Care just goes down. If he's farming or part of the gank himself. Next spawn of Grubs available. FPX certainly want to pick this up to get themselves closer to that piece of strength. And they're going to start with an engage onto said jungler. Milky Way gets bursted down with the help of Jue, and a big Fate Sealed is going to try to turn things around for RNG. Already 2 are dead on the other side. Zhaozu with the World Ender unlocked will heal a ton, but is not going to escape the wrath of Care, who now is just eviscerating people with the Gatling gun in the front line. That is another kill for Care. Bot flashing over. That's the counter aggression we were talking about, but Jachi will answer right back with a kill of his own. The 80 carry duel goes RNG's way. Sheer trying to take him down, and will, despite the rocket jump lumbing through. Tangyuan flashes over. We got chaos in the mid lane.
On the opposite side of the map, they use so many of their summoner spells as well. It's going to be FPX now finding themselves with 2 epic monsters and putting themselves closer and closer to gaining that feat of strength.
So FPX still going to be able to gain control. Of course, a lot of it has to do with Sorrow being very far ahead. Milky Way here in the area, trying to smite one of them out. Getting the 6 out of 6 definitely hurts you, and so Milky Way and RNG going to get some level of an answer here by at least claiming one of those grubs, if not just a moral victory, getting some slight advantages there. Gold still very, very close after that last fight, as we have another fight down here in the side lane. Care gets away from the chains, and so Zhaozu
players coming on through from the LPL, but for the time being, it's going to be Tangyuan actually soloing the Dragon for his team, and that'll put them at 2.
Especially, for somebody like RNG, you have a lot of turret taking power with the Tristana, with a burst open mid would be huge. And right now, it looks like they could be in that position as Jue just gets one shot. It's Lola picking up the kill, but Jachi did most of that work. But he went aggressive around this area just a few minutes ago.
Sorrow, no!
Sorrow, who might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew, and Zhaozu flashes in with the World Ender and picks up the first reset of the fight for RNG. Care backs away, will be able to go to safety, but RNG win the fight.
They're going to get their turret here.
FPX in a good position, but right now it is RNG leading the charge, setting the pace of this game number 4. They trade towers. Care's able to pick it up.
Wait, who got it first, though? Care had the grubs. They're doing a TP for this.
And now he might get punished for it as well, as Tangyuan's in. It could be a battle of the soul laners, though, as Sheer is there to match with this teleport of his own.
Wave. Just look to trade this objective. You'll be stronger potentially on maybe that 4th dragon. Tangyuan is finishing this objective by himself here.
Yeah, and I don't think FPX really realized it until now with that Scar being placed. Looks like now
Milky Way
is the option. Milky Way gets caught. He still has the passive, and the Requiem will come out, but that's a big member of RNG dead. Tangyuan in trouble. The Dragon is still alive, and that means that FPX could claim it if they win this fight. Jachi's still alive. So is Zhaozu. Lola looking for potentially an escape route, but not going to find it. Sorrow picks up the kill. It's 3-0 FPX, and they're not done yet. Jachi has to flash away from the Lily Spear, and Tier 2 is now on the menu for Fun plus Phoenix. Screw the Dragon, they're headed towards Otacon.
Oh, Yona ults land on us. The first time, fine, I can get it. Maybe the hitbox looked a little strange, but that time, dead on to rights. Milky Way gets caught. It ends up being a huge fight for them. like you said, not going for the dragon, I think you're perfectly okay with just trading for a voracious Otacon buff in your back pocket here. It's going to be RNG finding themselves at Soul Point here, but that buff is just too OP, and we'll see what they're able to do with it now that they have...
I'd imagine they really try to force hard for these next couple of minutes when they have this revive available.
Actually not have it now that they have Otacon buff, or do I just say, look, if you finally engage on me, I'm just going to...
Well, all right, this tower's dead. Oh, maybe Jachi is too. Nice buffer from the Zenith Blade. That we know that this is happening now as Tongyon has joined the area and actually forces Sorrow out of the pit at least for a little bit. Now the rest of RNG want to try to respond. FPX surely get this with the smite. Now the question is, can they get out with their lives? Not going to connect, so Tongyon has to flash right back over the wall. Teleport comes in from Care. 9,000 HP. Looks like right now FPX are trying to bait a fight.
Okay, it's a pincer here.
Oh, big engage there for Lola. Xiaozu coming in here with the World Ender as well, but Jachi gets one shot. It's going to be a combination of Sorrow and the support, but look at the Requiem on the other side. That's a double kill for Milky Way, and RNG go 3 for 1. Sure, the ADC's down, but RNG have all 4 of the remaining members on the Baron on their own.
Now they have to reinforce with Tongyon coming in. I was going to say, Milky Way, you got no mana, brother. You do no damage to this objective. It'll take them a little bit to grab it, but now with this Baron buff in their pocket, they should be able to utilize this, move into some of their side lanes, push in, and look for their soul.
To pick up that turret, but looks like that's not going to happen for a little bit. Question is, what can they do with this Baron buff that lasts for another 2 minutes? It looks like instead they just want to force another fight. Jue going forward. Solar Flare lands onto Jachi, but there's nobody to follow up, and instead it's just Leona going down for free. Xiaozu, with the World Ender on, is going to get singled out and taken down. It'll be Sorrow picking up the shutdown. Now FPX teleport comes in straight through mid. It looks like Xiaozu and RNG going to try to utilize the last minute of their Baron buff to get a couple of objectives.
Milky Way knows. Milky Way just auto attack it, bro. Thank you. All right. So we finally laners here because we had a couple of questions as to whether or not, like, how this matchup was going to look. Inhibitor at the very least. I don't know if they'll be able to finish off this entire inhibitor, targeting this Baron.
And FPX, no, they gotta send this quick. Requiem comes out. Let's see how much damage it does. Not too much, especially with the healing and the spell shields. But if that's
Mountain Soul
chunking things in. Mountain Soul now claimed. Can Tongyon get to the fight first? Lola starts the engage onto Care, but he's able to back away. Not a ton of follow-up off of the Alistar. The Baron is still alive.
Oh no, Jachi!
RNG should be able to get it. Jachi goes way too far forward, though, and will get shut down. It's a 4v5 on the map in favor of FPX. Milky Way has run out of mana. Milky Way is going to fall. The kill goes over to Tongyon.
As FPX are now looking to push with this Baron buff and those 5 grubs.
It'll at least be the inhibitor. Tongyon doing a nice job to clear out the wave in mid to make sure it would be
the Zephyr. Or maybe even kind of going for the Merc Tread.
Look at Care!
Oh my god, Care!
Care's dead. Tongyon one-shot him with the Flash Ultimate. That is a big member for Fun plus Phoenix, down for the count for the next 55 seconds and change. 4v5 on the map. Tongyon sending his way back towards mid lane to clear this wave, try to pick up as many objectives as possible. The top lane inhibitor is dead, and mid lane wave is being escorted to try to make it a 2-for-1 special on the inhibs.
And all this time we've been talking about these 2 rookie AD carries, and it is Tongyon who finally finds his angle on this Yone. I mean, the franchise player coming in for RNG, he's been in their development pipeline for such a long time, and he's finally kind of making good. It is a single series that we've been able to see from him. It was a rough 2020.
Dragon over to RNG. It's going to be just bot there to clear things out. That Nexus turret is dead, and now look at Tongyon. Teleports are coming through. RNG might be trying to go for the throat. They have the executes at their disposal, but Tongyon taken down to 50% HP, and will have to back away with the Ignite ticking on top of him. He still has a teleport available if they want to try to go for the throat here. Instead, they also have the option potentially to go towards Baron, but no, they want this game, and they want it now.
They've got a Tristana. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Tongyon finishing off a Mercurial Scimitar. So he wants to make sure that he's off of this.
Gonna escort a wave of super minions in. A nice engagement roll up combined with a 2-man fade sealed. That is the Corki dead. That is Sorrow dead as well. And that will be the game. And that will be the series. Royal never give up. Have a royal start to 2025. And they win the first best of 5 in Group D.
It's a 3-1 victory for them and a great one.